This is DDS. From the DDS studios, well, it's only Brad tonight. On the road, it is me, Blake Melton, and from Christmas Village still, it is Matthew Two-Tone Blue Parker. Parker, tell me how Santa's doing.
Hey, he's doing pretty good, and he's here live today to completely erase the mistake that could have happened. So it's good to see you guys.
Nice.
The mistake would have been glorious. The pre-recorded mistakes.
Oh, my word. That will forever live. Hey, we might have a little something special for you. I don't know if it'll be today, but it will happen at some point, guys. Newberry, tell me what we got on the docket today.
Gosh, we've got our weekly NFL Pick-6 coming up. Stay tuned or fast forward if you want to our final thoughts, where we'll have some different topics that are burning on our minds here. Tis the season, right? Ho, ho, ho. We're going to go around the table and give, what do we want for Christmas? One thing. What is the one thing that each of us wants for Christmas? That's how we're going to start off the show.
Absolutely. Before we do get started, go ahead down below, guys. Really helps us out. Hit that like and subscribe button there on YouTube. Give us a follow and a rumble on Rumble. Check us out on all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at DDS Sports Talk. You can download the audio versions of all these podcasts on your favorite podcasting platform. Newberry, kick us off.
All right, I'll start. What is the one thing that Newberry wants for Christmas? It's an easy one for me, fellas. I want the Jacksonville Jaguars to be in the NFL playoffs. Now, there's only one way that they get in. They have to win the division. It seemed far-fetched just a month ago. Things have changed. Things have happened. The Titans have lost 4 straight games. Their quarterback is now out for the year. The GM is fired. The players, it's hard to tell if the players care. Maybe the players are just hurt, the key players. But there is a mathematical formula where it doesn't matter what the Titans do anymore. If the Jaguars literally win everything they're in. And sitting here today, I'm speechless. I can't believe it's even a possibility. This was not supposed to be the year, fellas. This was year 1 under Doug Peterson, and maybe next year would have been the year, but I can't believe it. Overall, this division is bad, I think. But for entertainment purposes, I just think the Jaguars are more entertaining than this version of the Titans.
Well, I think there's no doubt about that. I think when you look at the Titans right now, it's a team that you don't know who they are. I mean, I don't know who they are with Malik Willis. Does Josh Dobbs have some sort of magical quarterback magic left in his tank? Can he learn the offense fast enough to even make a difference this year? Can the Titans even win behind this offensive line, Parker?
No, that'll get me to mine here in a moment. But on Bradley, it's about winning the division. Bradley, I mean, yeah, they control their own division, but I will also say the Titans control their own division or own their own way to
destiny.
Get in.
Yeah,
the destiny. Thank you. Losing words here. They control their own destiny, and not only do you want the Jags to get in, if you went and bet on it right now, you know who the favorite to win the AFC South is right now? It's the Jags.
Oh, jeez.
It has to be, right?
It 100% is. They are. You have to put down more on the Jags right now. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's a great wish. I think that, I was kind of saving this, but I had a buddy ask me about like, hey, do you want the Titans to get in to the playoffs, or do you want them to tank for a better record? And my answer was immediate, because I don't think it's a question. You always want to get into the playoffs, right? I mean, winning divisions is hard. Even if your division's crap, it's hard to win a division. Like when you get in the playoffs, who knows what happens? But as a Titans fan, I like to look at this as a win-win situation. One, we get in the playoffs, you win the playoffs, you win the division 3 straight years. If you don't get in the playoffs, that means we lost like 8 straight games, and that means that we're going to have the best possible pick that we could possibly have in this situation. So, no, I think it's a good wish, and I think I think we're going to know this weekend if that's going to come true or not.
I think you should always play to win and like screw the narrative in the background about tanking and all that. I think the players will probably think differently about tanking and losing on purpose.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the tank. I'm really not. I think that as professionals, it's a hard sell for people who go out there day after day and make their living off of putting good film on tape, whether it be for their own GM or for GMs across the league. So I'm not buying that narrative. Quite honestly, I don't think the Titans have to do anything different than what they're doing right now for all of that to come to fruition, though. So. But yeah, Parker, just so you know, just so the order is right here, I'm going to let you go next just because I think y'all are going in a similar direction and because I think I'm going a little different.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. My Christmas wish, I almost wanted to have Urban Meyer back in NFL. That was close to my Christmas wish. But man, I just talk about, I was having a conversation with my brother-in-law about a minute ago, and I'm tired of talking about this. I've been talking about it for 2 years, it feels like, with you guys. Yeah, I just want to be healthy. I don't care if my team wins or I do care, but I don't care if they win or lose, really. I just want to know if they're good or not. Like last year, the most injured team in the history of the NFL. This year, they're on track to beat that. Like, it is so bad. Like, I printed a list out last night that had 16 players on the IR for the Titans, most in the NFL. This morning, it's 19. Like, I looked at, if you're looking at the injury report for this week, it's 18 players, y'all. That's a third of the freaking roster. There are 8 linemen, 8 of them, on either the IR or the injury report. We started the year with 9. Like, Terrence Marshall is now on the IR. This guy was a starting cornerback for us, and he wasn't even on the team at the beginning of the year, and he's on the IR. Injuries are not an excuse, but this is I'm serious. Like, this is just horrible. I'm just so tired of having this conversation about injuries. Like, you go back and look at last week, and Mike Williams makes that catch for the Chargers to put them into field goal range.
Field goal range, yeah.
Right. And Mike Williams, I think it's not much of an argument. He's the best jump ball receiver in the league. Maybe you talk about Mike Evans, but I think Williams is the best at that. Y'all know who was guarding him on that play? It was freaking Greg Mabin. It was Greg Mabin. And Mabin is an undrafted free agent from 2017. Let me just give you a list of teams that are starting quarterback guarding one of the best jump receivers in the league. He's been on the Bucks, the Bills, the 49ers, the Bengals, the Titans, the Jags, the Titans again, the Cardinals, and the Titans again. It's just, usually injuries are, it's luck. It really is. That's really what it is. And you kind of hope to bounce back and regress from that. It's just, it's brutal. I hate having this conversation over and over. I just want to be an average NFL team when it comes to injury wise. I'm not asking for everybody to be healthy, but just give me average.
It's a good Christmas wish. Yep. Wish all teams had average health, because I just think it makes for a better NFL product. So
yeah, right. You don't want to see Trace McSorley out there playing quarterback for the Cardinals.
No, I'm not watching it. I mean, I'm still paying attention for fantasy purposes and whatever, but I'm not going to tune in. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So are we sticking with NFL here? Can it be anything?
Anything.
Okay.
Anything.
All right.
What is the one thing for Christmas?
Everybody knows I'm more of a college football guy of the three of us. For me, I want nothing more than to go out and absolutely see the Tennessee Volunteers trounce the Clemson Tigers. I cannot wait to see it happen. Joe Milton is going to be throwing Scud missiles from the 10-yard line to the other 10-yard line. I know there's a lot of opt-outs on both teams. There's actually more opt-outs on the Clemson side. I really feel confident about it, and I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see if we get far enough ahead, Parker. Are we going to see Nico Iamaleava? Technically, he can play in this game. He is enrolled, and this is not an SEC regular season game. So he is technically going to be dressed and on the sidelines.
I think of all three of our wishes, the one that might happen the most is going to be Blake's. I think Tennessee rolls in this game. I absolutely think they absolutely do, because Clemson, you mentioned the ops out. They don't care. This is a team that's supposed to be in the playoffs. You kidding me?
They think they're too good for this game.
They're done.
Yes. No. Why would they play? They don't care. The coach doesn't care. It starts up top, right? Dabo doesn't care. I'm telling you right now. I think Tennessee rolls.
Get it. Get
There
your
you go.
Christmas wish with
Get
a
it.
big old bow.
Come on, Millie time.
Let's go.
Millie missile. It's a Millie missile.
Those were our Christmas wishes. We're going to go to the NFL Pick-6. It's a little out of order because we find ourselves tonight. The Jacksonville Jaguars are on Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime for everyone to enjoy a matchup of the 6-8 Jags and the 7-7 Jets. The New York Jets have lost 3 straight games. They have questions at quarterback. Is it White? Is it? I don't even know his name. What was his name? What was his name? It don't even matter.
Flacco.
No. The kid, Zach Wilson.
Oh yeah, Zach Wilson. Sorry, yeah, it's Zach
Wilson. Boy,
Yeah.
Zach Wilson, you're playing tonight. You're playing. You're leaving mama's friend alone enough to play tonight, Zach.
I'm going to tell you right now, how is it that all of the Thursday night games this year have just been absolute duds? And is this one going to be another one? I think it might be actually better, Brad. I'm serious. I think that the role right now and I can't believe I'm saying this, the role that the Jaguars are on right now are actually going to, they could come out and put a thumping on the Jets.
So I wrote, and to be cautious about this, I wrote down the Jaguars have won indeed 2 games in a row, including last week's game against the Cowboys. The great equalizer in this game tonight will be the weather. Parker and I were talking off air. What happened the last time that Trevor Lawrence found himself in weather, Parker?
Well, he fumbled it. I don't know how many times. Once, twice, 3, 4. Yeah,
Jeez.
4 times. Yeah, 4 times.
And a pick.
And a pick. And it's not just that. He played one night game with the Jags. Let me tell you, that didn't go very well. And it's not just that. The Jags haven't won a road primetime game since the Steelers game in 2008.
That may have been the last time they were on primetime, to be fair.
They're on Thursday every year. I mean,
that's true. The Color Rush game with the throw up mustard against the Titans blue.
Yuck.
Yeah. And you're right. The weather is going to be difficult in this one. And this is not just this, but this is a horrendous spot for the Jags. I mean, think about it. Last week, they're down by 17. They've got to give everything they have to make this comeback. They go into extra time. Now they're on a short week, traveling, bad weather. This is just a horrendous spot for Jacksonville.
Well, I think what it is this is one of those defining moments in the season. You know, they've won 2, like you said, in emotional fashion. Are they going to be able to continue this with all those things stacked against them? I think you're going to find out. Are they ready to step up and do something, or is it just going to be back to the Jags being the Jags? I think that they potentially might be able to do something, but it's hard to argue whenever their track record has been as it has been.
I mean, there's no doubt.
It is number 1 versus number 2 as far as quarterbacks go in this, so that's what they're going to pitch this at. Now, I'll tell you where I stand on this. I think it's a big deal, even though I think he's average. But Cam Robinson went down last week against Dallas. He's not in this game. Walker Little came in and surrendered 4 pressures on just 19 pass blocking snaps. 4 out of 19. Like, that's Dennis Daly type numbers.
Oof.
And on top of that, this is going to have to be a ground game, and that doesn't bode well for the Jags. They are a top 5 offensive line for pass blocking. They are dead last when it comes to run blocking. And the Jets rank 4th in pressure rate. It's just, this is a game that you're going to have to be able to run the ball because you're not going to be able to pass the ball. Quinnen Williams is going to play in this game for the Jets. It's just, this feels just really, the line movement tells me it too. Like, the Jets were, it
was even. It was a pick 'em at first.
Yeah, I saw some places the Jets even getting a point.
And +1, he had fluctuated, and then it's ballooned all the way up to almost the full field goal tonight.
Yeah, at that 3, I probably don't do it, but Also, this is a good Bradley. This is a good matchup for Zach Wilson. We're going to see how terrible he is. If anyone is able to pass the ball, he should be able to pass the ball against the Jags, who are rated 32nd on Football Outsiders DVOA.
Yeah,
Travon Walker's out.
The problem is, if this game were being played in nice weather or in a dome, we could see the true Zach Wilson. We could see the true Trevor Lawrence. I think the weather's going to be a huge factor here, and it's going to just be sloppy. It's going to be nasty. It's who can survive. This may be, like a stats be damned type of game where it's just dumbed down so much, and it's whoever happens to get the lucky bounce their way. Maybe it's a fumble or pick-6 because the wind blew the ball backwards or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, hey, Doug Peterson could have a role in this. I mean, having the right guy calling the plays and at the helm could be a big deal in this game. I don't know. The more I sit here and think about it, the more I kind of go back and forth. But I'm going to go ahead. What's the line right now? I wrote everything down, left it there. It's Jets, 2.5 Jets. Jets 2.5. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going Jags. Jags in the points.
I'm going to lean on, I think this line is going to get exposed tonight. I think Walker Little, if he's out there, that's the real key to watch that left tackle position. And with the bad weather, I'm looking for Trevor to fumble it. I just am. I mean, that's what he does. So I think that could change this game. And on top of that, not just that, the spot, which is a real thing in the NFL. This is a horrific spot. Give me the Jets to win this game.
Yeah, all of these things are true. I wanted to call out career day. Yeah, career day by safety Rashawn Jenkins last week. 18 tackles, 2 interceptions, the pick-6 to walk off with a win. Zay Jones had 6 catches for 109 and 3 touchdowns last week. But I don't think we'll get to see any of those explosive type of moments tonight. I really don't. And the Jags offense is kind of built around explosion, whether it's Kurt on a crosser, Zay Jones on a crosser, Travis Etienne like a 10-yard burst. I don't know that he can get those type of runs tonight with the weather in this defensive line. It's going to be nasty. As a homer, I'm going Jags 20-14, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Jets 9-6.
And that's something we didn't even mention, Bradley. You're right. I mean, not just the weather. The Jets have a good defense.
Yes.
Like you go back and look like the number one guy can score against them, but whatever the under is on Zay Jones, take it tonight. I think it's at 56 yards or something, because they historically this year have shut down the number 2 guy. Like you go to look at the Bills and look at Gabe Dave, go look at these guys throughout their schedule, and they've just done a good job at locking them down.
Yep. The one article I read about over-unders for tonight's game was the Jets locked down on the outsides, but susceptible to the over the middle. So they're like, hey, look at Evan Ingram tonight, maybe. But Ingram doesn't necessarily go over the middle. He's more of like an H-back. He goes on the outside too. So really sloppy game. I'm sorry for those that want to see a high-scoring, exciting one. It's not going to be that tonight. I'm sorry.
Just another Thursday night special.
Man, this time of year, December football, but we've got one here. It may be 10 degrees. I don't know if Parker's going to brave the elements or not, because you've got a 1-win team. The Houston Texans coming into 7-7 now. Tennessee Titans. The Titans are about a 3.5 point favorite. Titans have not won a game since November 17th. Losers of 4 straight. We mentioned it earlier. They've lost Tannehill for the season. Malik Willis, right? I heard Blake mention Dobbs. Surely not. That's a clip
too quick. Too quick. It's too quick. I mean, I will stand by this. I think Josh Dobbs has a bigger role to play in this. I mean, you look at this right now. Malik is clearly not ready, and I'm not really blaming him for that. He's a rookie. I don't expect him to be ready. But it's clear that this season he's not going to be a difference maker in this offense, particularly behind this offensive line. And it may not matter, but you're talking about Josh Dobbs. Yeah, he's a backup. He's a journeyman backup, but he's also a very brilliant guy. He can probably learn the offense pretty fast. Whether he's very good in it, I don't know. Again, behind this offensive line, I don't think it really matters, Parker.
You say learn the offense really fast. This reindeer is capable of learning the Todd Downing offense really fast. But
Yep.
I'm going to sit here and say I'm not happy Tannehill's hurt. I think he's fantastic and one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league. But behind this offensive line, I think Malik might actually be the guy to go to on this because he's going to be running for his life. And we know what this team is with Tannehill. We know what it is. So let's roll something out there different because we don't know what Malik is. We don't know. Like anything can happen with somebody with that athleticism. So
Sure.
I don't know. We saw him in a couple of games, right? I stand by the fact, I hope that they're smart enough and they didn't change the offense for Malik. They said, hey, Tanny's going to be back next week. Let's keep this the way it is. Let's not screw everything. Let's do a little gimmicky stuff. And we're going to now install the new offense. Do something completely different. This gives yes, I'm going to break 5 degrees.
Blake, how much of an advantage is it that the Houston Texans have already seen Malik Willis this year?
I mean, I don't think that it's like any mystery what Malik has to bring to the table. I think that he hasn't really shown anything that's going to be earth-shattering that you have to prepare for. Everybody knows he's athletic and fast. He can move the pocket, move outside the pocket a little bit, and he's going to have to, like Parker said. But obviously, it's not a great thing that they've seen him play already. I'm really worried. But to expound on what you were talking about, Parker, one thing that I think the reason I think that Dobbs has a bigger role to play here is if you really think that Malik is your future, why sacrifice him behind that line when you have someone who's just as athletic probably in Josh Dobbs if you can just teach him to go out there and service the offense?
I don't know. Here's my thing. But I think in that game there was like one designed run. Running and Vrabel need to do seriously. They know what he's doing with Justin Fields, and they run the ball. Dobbs. I don't care who. If we have an athletic with no offensive line, I need to see like 8 design league this game. And I think out there, even if he's what then we'll learn if he's something. Let's see if there's a flash. But the answer is I don't really know because there's no weapon, there's no offensive line. Good. If he flashes like holy, that's good with the line, then right? So, by the way, guys, I have to take just a moment and talk about how Staley is again. So, I put it out on Twitter. Do you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, I will.
Parker, you may need to check your mic there. I think you're popping a little bit.
Yeah, I just muted his mic because it was popping towards the end.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Parker's about to talk about Dennis Daly. Oh, my God. Dennis Daly is single-handedly responsible for making the Titans' offensive line look probably worse than it really is. But honestly, I mean, when you talk about, gotta have positions, you gotta have a good offensive line. You gotta have your best offensive lineman there on that left tackle spot because you gotta be able to protect that quarterback's blind side.
Guys, is that any better?
yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll let him roll to Daly then.
So just looking back at it, I started looking at how bad he is, and I went back through 6 years of data, and he's allowed more sacks than any player in the NFL in the last 6 years, and it might be more than that. I quit looking it up because my computer was getting bogged down with all the data I was pulling up. It finally just kind of froze on me. And guys, he didn't start this year. Guys, there's still 3 games left, and he's already given up more than anybody that I could find. It's absolutely horrendous. But you know what though? Something we aren't saying. I don't care if this line's bad or not. There's a guy by the name of Derrick Henry that has played this team in the last 4 consecutive games. He's had over 200 yards every game.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean that has to be the plan, right? It has to be Malik work with Derek, get a rhythm going there with him running. You two both work that read option, work on the screen, get the short pass. He'll be there for the check down. Find Hooper. Hopefully Chig is open too. I mean, look, if you're tied down and if you ever had an opportunity to be more creative, this has got to be that game. So
I was going to pause a second. I was listening back to last week's podcast, and we had mentioned Derrick Henry and fumbles. And Blake said if he fumbled a third time, then he might have another thought. Blake, he fumbled again. Yep. 3 straight games he's fumbled. This time the Titans happened to recover it. But what the hell? What is going on, man? The king is not holding the groceries. Come on.
Well, I mean, look.
3 straight games.
Mediocrity and poor play is contagious. And no one is immune to it. When things are going wrong in games, it goes wrong for everybody. Even the best of them are going to have that happen. I don't want to see this become a pattern, but I cannot deny that 3 straight times, but that's the developing of a pattern. It's not something that we have necessarily seen over his career, I don't think. So I'm not terribly worried about it. But what I think we know about Derrick Henry is he's going to own it and he's going to go get better about it. So I feel okay about it, honestly.
And speaking of fumbles, guys, I mean, the as cold as it's going to be in this game, that could be an issue here as well.
Yeah. Traylon Burks, Parker, what's the latest on the concussion protocol?
He's officially questionable, but we're going to see him out there. He practiced in full today, so I think we're going to be fine with him out there. So I think we've got him back.
Yeah.
I also have a question. Did Kevin Byard show an example of the players being frustrated? Do you see his quote after the game last week, or hear his quote?
No, I shut off everything to do with football and burned my couch like a Kentucky fan.
I'll give you some of it here. Derek Byard, after losing, or Kevin Byard, I'm sorry, Kevin Byard, after losing to the Chargers, says the division is still there, but personally, I could care less. It doesn't look like we are a team right now that's going to beat anybody. So if he could care less about the division, which means winning, is that just him voicing in a moment of truth what they're all talking about right now?
I think I'll tell you what I think that is. I think that's a little bit different context. I think he's saying that he cares more. I think he cares more about the team acting as a team. I think that's what he's referring to. I don't think he doesn't care about winning the division. I think that he is upset. I think he's trying to be a leader is what it is. He's trying to call out his teammates and let them know that they're not meeting muster. They're not cutting it, So I mean, yeah, he's got to be frustrated. Everybody needs to be frustrated. If you're a professional and you're out there and you're not getting it done and you're not frustrated, guess what? You got to go, because that's not the kind of teammate that anybody wants at that level.
Yeah, I could see exactly how this one went. Like, I could see somebody, a member of the media, asking this question, and it gets printed up. But I could see him saying, "I don't even care about the division right now. I care about my team." It's going to be that type of thing. I believe. I don't think he's saying he doesn't care about it. I think he's just like, I don't care about that. I care about like getting right, and moving forward with that. I just don't think, as they're professionals, I don't think, especially the mayor of Murfreesboro, is going to quit on this team.
Oh no, I don't think that it's a Byard thing. Unquestioned leader. I was just wondering if that's what has been talked about in the player circles, and it's just all the things, just the GM getting fired, the owner, Blake and I've said that's basically the owner saying you suck to the players, but the players shouldn't listen to that, right? I mean, they just go out there and do your thing. You're professionals. But I didn't know if that was indirectly him saying, we're going through a lot right now, and it's maybe to Parker's point, we need to try to do this together. F the outside noise. Screw it.
Yeah,
Let's go win.
I'll tell you, I'll call somebody out that everybody's worshiping, and it's really starting to bother me. Is he's echoing what his coach sounds like after these losses now? Because Vrabel is starting to get under my skin a little bit lately. I mean, he's after these games, he's talking about like, "Oh, I'm doing with what I can. We can't mix things up. We can't." Like he is one step away from telling the media members, and this is the one that drives me the craziest, of saying, "Well, when did you play in the league?" Like he's one step from saying that.
I think he almost did to Miss Teresa.
Yes, he did. And it's like dude, like I understand he is a emotional guy after these games, and he but you can't. You'll start losing the fan base like that. Like I don't know. I just don't like how he sounds with that. But I will say, to turn it back to if they're going to cover this game, the Titans have gone 4 straight games without covering the spread. They're 0-3-1 in the last 4. They have never gone 5 under Vrabel without covering a game.
Yeah. What is it at? What's it like?
About 3.
I don't even know what it is.
3.5 right this
3
minute.
3.5.
3.5.
I gotta believe that we can take down the freaking Texans. I don't care how cold it is. We got Derrick Henry. He owns the freaking Texans. It seems like it's going to be a game where we're running the ball is probably going to be a big deal, and ball security, very, very fair to point out there. Ball security is going to be big. I don't know. I don't know how many field goals are really going to be kicked in this game because the balls are going to be hard as rocks with it being that cold. I think this is going to be a touchdown game. So, yeah, I'm going Titans.
You just got to talk to Brady. You got to let just a little air out of that.
Deflate.
There you go.
Deflate your balls, Brady.
Bradley, teams after facing the Chiefs this season, this is kind of crazy. After you play the Chiefs, what the Texans did last week,
yeah,
they're 10-3 straight up in the next game.
The energy boost. The Texans taking the Chiefs to overtime.
I don't know, but I've got a quote for you guys to help me pick this game. Quote, I never saw a wreck and never have been wrecked, nor was I ever in any predicament that threatened to end in any disaster of any sort. That, my friend, is the captain of the Titanic, and I am going down with the ship. Give me the Titans. Give me Derrick Henry. Roll, baby. Let's go.
Hey. So I already know my team's fate before Sunday or Saturday. It's a Saturday game, right? Christmas Eve. The Titans. I already know my team's fate. I need the Titans to lose. I'm not predicting that to happen here. I'm going Titans by a touchdown. I wrote down 23-17. I think old fat Randy can kick a couple field goals, Blake. So,
man, I don't know.
I gotta go Titans. What I don't want to see happen. I really don't. I don't want to see the Texans win in Nashville again, and then have that weird guy making a video from the stadium.
Oh God, that guy! I forgot all about that.
Fraud or whatever he was saying.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Bring it, dude. Bring it.
We're all going Tennessee.
I need to look that up just to see how he does in this game.
Okay, here's something fun to talk about in the next game. Cincinnati at New England. The away team's about a 3.5 point favorite, but I want to talk about the New England Patriots coming off one of the strangest ways to lose a game, and quite honestly, one of the worst plays I've ever seen live. Did either one of you watch this back? What do you think about the play?
I didn't watch it live, but I did see the replay, and I still don't understand what was trying to be accomplished, to be honest with you. That's a high school play.
Parker, he must not have known what the score was, right?
So I was watching this game with your brother.
Oh, yes, the Raider fan, yes.
And I literally had to double check the score because I was like, wait, it's not tied, right? Like, just there's so much to unpack in this play. And you say one of the worst. This is the worst. This is the worst play in NFL history. It is so horrendous. I just there's so much to unpack on this. Like Jacoby Myers, like let me throw it 30 yards back to Mac Jones, who's Mr. Athletic. What's even if he catches the ball, what's he gonna do, dude? Think about this. So Mac Jones, he's screaming at the play calling all night. He's doing all this stuff. Just think about this play starting. Oh, we're just gonna do a little draw to Ramondre, and Mac Jones is standing back there. Yeah, I'm just kind of watching the play, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh my god." Oh, what? Just imagine being him on this play. Like, what's this coming at me? Like, I felt as much as I don't think Mac Jones is any good. I mean, hashtag, free Bailey Zappi. But just watching that, I felt so sorry for him. And people were blaming Jacoby on this. It's not Jacoby's fault. This play is Ramondre Stevenson's fault because he started the whole thing because he's the one that threw it to Jacoby, who then was probably like, "Oh,
it's like, what am I supposed to do with this?"
So insane play.
I still can't believe it thinking about it.
I know, but see, as much as
faced on the way,
as much as we're thinking about it, is it something that's going to creep into this team's psyche? The fact that something so stupid happened. I mean, things like that don't just kind of go away. Is this going to have a snowball effect here? I'm not. Look, I think it might. I really do.
I just wonder if old Burge would have seen this. Would this been any vindication about the Tuck Rule game between the Patriots and the Raiders? I don't know.
I would have loved to have had Burge on live after that happened. That would have been absolute YouTube and DDS gold, folks. That would have been great.
We'd have been kicked off, but yes.
Yeah.
We can't censor him. No way. No.
All right.
So
is T. Higgins playing? T. Higgins playing? Okay, because I saw he's on my fantasy and I got a notification.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Like, who knows what that coach is doing? He could send him out for one play and then pull him out of the game. I don't know what's going on. I just know this Bengals team is running hot. And when you're running hot, you're going to cool off quick. They're 18-4 against the spread over their last 22. The Bengals have won and covered 6 straight games. The last time that they won and covered this many games was in 1988. Burrow, when it's under 40 degrees, he's 5-0 against the spread. But, man, like, everybody's betting Bengals. Like, the public is on the Bengals. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, get me away from the public. I'm taking the Patriots to bounce back after the most unlucky, ridiculous play in the history of sports. Give me New England in New England.
I think that this is again a smoke. It's going to have a snowball effect on the New England Patriots. I think Joey Football is trying to really step up and be one of those guys. He wants to be him, so to speak. And you mentioned all the stats, 5-0 and all that crap. I mean, I'm going Joey Football here all the way.
Joe Burrow has established himself as that player in my eyes. He's there. I'm actually thinking Parker can see my piece of paper because I'm exactly with Parker on this one. When I start to see the entire world betting Cincinnati, I'm seeing and listening to the entire world laughing at coach, and we know what this coach can do. I think there's going to be a little fire here, Blake. It's called the red booty factor, and New England wins this one straight up. Give me the Patriots 27-24.
No.
We get to talk about your game real quick. Philly at Dallas. It's not Hurts. It sounds like it's the return.
Hey, my game.
Gardner Minshew. It's your family's, your household game. Come on.
Whatever. My wife is the Cowboys fan, not me. I do have their defense on my fantasy this week, and I need to change their defense back into the starting lineup after hearing that Jalen Hurts has gone down. But we'll look into that. I think am I playing somebody else? I am playing you, aren't I?
I feel like two of them are in the playoffs. It's weird.
I know. I don't know what happened up there, Brad. What happened? Did you lose?
I did.
I was wanting to troll you so hard when when Burrow was being horrible and Lawrence had like 34. I had it screenshot. I wanted to be like, you can't trust your boy, and then Burrow went off.
He came back. I was looking at all that. I was just like,
Yeah.
wrong place, wrong time against old Adam. And
So this line in this Dallas game, it went way down, didn't it?
it went way
It
up
from
first.
6-4.
Yeah, it was like almost at 7, and now it's creeping back down. About 4.5.
Yeah, I don't know if Dallas really is. Hey, I really don't know that they win this game. I don't know that it's going to be a 4 point. You said 4?
About 4.5.
4.5? I don't know about that, man. That seems high to me.
You take Dallas to win, but not cover. Huh?
Yeah, I'm going to go Dallas in the points, but I mean, sorry, did I say that
Philly
right?
in
Hang
the
on.
points, but Dallas to win.
Philly in the points. Dude, wait, hang on here. I've been on the road a long time. I can't really think right now. You're talking really fast, like you're a used car salesman, sir. Just a second. You just wait just a second. All right. What am I saying here? I'm going to say that Dallas loses, but covers.
But they can't. They're the favorite.
I mean, not covers. It's within 4.5 points. Sorry.
You're taking Philly.
So you're taking Philly.
Taking
Dallas,
Philly, yes. Philly. Yes. Been on the road a long time, guys.
Is your
Long
wife going to be happy to hear you saying that you think Dallas is going to lose again?
I mean, facts don't care about your feelings, folks. Been married a long time.
That's interesting that you. I thought I was going to be the lone person here. I put Cowboys outplayed by the Jacksonville Jaguars, getting outscored 30-7 in the last 18 minutes of the game in overtime. Dak threw 2 interceptions versus a very bad Jacksonville defensive backfield. Philly starting Gardner Minshew, so a little Jaguar juju there. Philly wins this game, covers. Give me the Phillies. The Philly. Jay, thinking about baseball.
Well, I mean, yeah, Minshew's starting, but he's 8-14 straight up and 10-12 against the spread in his NFL career.
Yeah, because he played for the
We're going
Jags.
to talk about he threw 2 interceptions. One of the interceptions hit Noah Brown in the hands. That should have been a first down and lead to probably a game-winning score, and it dropped off of him and fell directly into the breadbasket of Jacksonville Jaguar. That was nothing to do with Dak. 0. So that is why we are getting too many. The point spread should be larger in this game because of that loss. That shouldn't have been a loss. Dak is 23-9 against the spread against divisional opponents. That's the 4th best in the history of the NFL. I'm just saying, Dallas in this situation, I don't know that Philly cares. I think Dallas trounces this fraudulent Phillies team.
No, he said Phillies too. Yes.
He said Phillies. That's awesome.
Best bet time where we can do whatever we want because we said so. I'm going to stick with a team that I've been trolling all year. I don't like the Vikings one damn bit. And I'm going to take the New York Giants +4 on the road against, I think, just a pretty bad Vikings team. They get lucky. One of the biggest, if not the biggest comeback in history of the NFL last year when they found themselves down 33-0. Give me the Giants, man. Run the ball. Do just enough, Daniel Jones. That's my best bet. Giants +4.
You know, Bradley, that's funny. I talk about regression on this, and let me give you the ultimate what regression is. That was against Indy last week, right? So the week before, Indy scored the most points in the history of the NFL gave up the most points in the history of the NFL in the 4th quarter to Dallas. 33 points. They come out the next week and they score 33 unanswered points. I mean, it's a wash. This just is what it is. But hey, I'm going with a special Christmas edition for my best bet. I'm not going to double dip, my friends. I'm going to triple dip because I'm going to take a parlay and I'm going to say the Titans and the Jets both win. Book it.
Oh, he's going money line. The Jets, Titans, money line.
Okay. I've never done a prop bet. Never have.
Did you find one?
I haven't been able to. I wanted to. I wanted to do whatever Derrick Henry's rushing
Oh,
total is
that's
going
what
to be, but I haven't been able
Well,
to
we
look
can
it
just
up.
call it. We can fill in
Whatever
the
it is, yeah,
I'll find
whatever it is, over
over.
all
All right.
day.
We got you. I'm just
it's
gonna
going to be
write.
like 105, somewhere around there.
Oh, that's first half.
And Parker, no, usually I find myself matched up against Parker every single time that Derrick Henry is playing the Texans. And if I would have made the playoff win, I probably would have been in that same spot again this week.
250 and 3, baby. Let's do it.
Oh, a backbreaker. Did we see any underdogs that could win? It's always hard in the NFL.
I've had a good one this week, actually. One I think that the wrong team's favored. And that, like, legit, I think the Saints are going to beat the Browns. This is going to happen because this is going to be the worst weather game of the week. We're talking 35-mile-per-hour sustained winds. And I don't know if y'all know this, but Deshaun Watson sucks in the bad weather. It's kind of weird, almost like Cleveland should have known that. But they're not going to be able to throw the ball. This is going to be a dump-off run game. This is going to be a Taysom Hill dumps off, it runs the game. Andy Dalton dumps off to Kamara, is going to have 10 catches for 2 yards and just run it that way. Saints straight up win this game.
All right. I'm going to do something. I'm going to go to a warmer weather game. One of Parker's favorite quarterbacks of all time. I'm looking at the Green Bay Packers go into Miami and squeak out a victory against the Fish. Give me Green Bay as my upset special.
Newberry, what did you say the spread was in that Minnesota-New York game?
I had written down pre-show
Who's favored there?
Vikings by 4.
Who's favored there?
Vikings.
I hate to say it because I've been riding the Vikings for a while now.
Oh, he's going to go with the Giants. Yes.
But the Giants are going to win this one.
It's still 4. And Blake, I mean, looking at it, like, that's where all the sharp money's at. They're on the Giants to win that game. In fact, it's gone down from 5 to 4. And Bradley talking about taking Green Bay. I think you're right there too, because who blitzes more than anybody in the league? Or not anybody. The second most in the league. That's the Dolphins. And good quarterbacks tend to eat up the blitz.
That's because everybody that's betting is watching this show. They're trying to make some money.
I mean, you can.
That's what I'm talking about.
We've only proved it for almost 2 full seasons of doing DDS. Make money with us, ladies and gentlemen.
We should do it. We should literally next season actually start a DDS DraftKings account and just go with whatever we do. We decide.
I do it.
Just
Split
do
the
it.
proceeds.
Show them how to make some money.
Yep.
There
We can
you
show
go.
a running total right there.
Absolutely.
That's a show.
Put it on the ticker down there at the bottom. You're right. That is a show. Guys, really appreciate you joining us tonight for this Christmas edition of DDS Sports Talk. Go ahead, while you're here, hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Follow us and give us a rumble on Rumble. Check us out on all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at DDS Sports Talk. And you can download all the audio versions of these podcasts on your favorite podcasting platform. Gentlemen, final thoughts.
Guys, I have got another holiday-themed thing here. Whenever people think Christmas, they think gifts or Santa or family. I think movies. So I wanted to think, what are the top 5 Christmas movies? Last night I watched Ernest Saves Christmas. Could have been in there. You could put Bad Santa, Garfield Christmas, Charlie Brown, Grinch, Scrooge, The Santa Claus, which your brother's never seen, by the way, Bradley. A Wonderful Life. But here's what I settled on. Number 5, Home Alone. 4, Christmas Vacation. 3, Miracle on 34th Street. 2, Elf. And number 1, The Undisputed Champion, A Christmas Story.
Wow. All right. That's a interesting list.
Man, there you go.
I like list. We do list on the other channel. We should do a list. We should do more list. That's like preseason.
We need to do more. We need to do more. More lists. More lists for 2020. That's a New Year's resolution for you there.
People love them.
My final thought is with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the family of Franco Harris, legend, passed away yesterday, NFL Hall of Famer. Best known for making the immaculate reception against Brandon's then, was it Los Angeles Raiders in 1972? Or is it Oakland? maybe an Oakland Raider. The Raiders in 1972. It was about to celebrate his 50th anniversary of the play itself. Pittsburgh, I've learned, will retire. I guess we're planning all along to retire his number 32 during the halftime game this week, actually, against the Raiders. And unfortunately, we lost an NFL legend. Thoughts and prayers to his family. Franco Harris leaves us at the age of 72.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thoughts and prayers with him for sure.
Like, my question did you have the thing that popped into your head when he said that? Of the dude's a Hall of Famer. Well, they're waiting 50 years to retire his number.
That's unbelievable to me. What were they waiting on? That could have happened.
Sounds like that sounds like an entire podcast right there in and of itself. I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. Somebody that major, I mean, that's one of the first things that they think about when they think about that franchise is that play. And you would think that they would want to enshrine everybody associated with it.
It seemed like if you make Hall of Fame status, it should be an automatic retire number.
Yep.
Yeah. That year, you know?
Yep.
That year you should have your number retired. But anyways, again, thoughts and prayers there for sure. But my final thought is going to be over to the Live Golf Tour. I saw an interesting little note there. I do believe it was by either 2026 or 2028. They're projected to lose over $350 million. Guys, that would buy a whole lot of Christmas presents for kids around the world. But you know what? Greg Norman can suck it. But that's all we got for today. As always, it's Two Tone Blue all the way. You guys be well.